Hey, 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 beautiful people. What's going on? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Welcome back to another edition of Marriage Monday on this well, it started off liquidy, sunshiny, and now the sun is actually shining. And it's still a beautiful day. It was a beautiful day this morning. And listen, y'all already know if you're if you're watching, listening to this, if you're out and about, it's a beautiful day no matter what is going on, right? So, listen, I am your girl, Coach TaShon. I am your marriage communication coach. And listen, we are here for Marriage Monday. And listen, welcome to the TLC community. Welcome to the TLC community. And this is where you get to ask your questions. So, if you have questions, please add them to the chat and I will get to them after I give you your talking points for today, right? So make sure you go ahead, chime in, make sure you like this, share it out, tag your favorite couple, whatnot. All right, tag your favorite couple, put your questions in the chat, and let's get to it. Again, I am your girl, Coach TaShon, your marriage communication coach. And before we get started, what do I always say? Get your journal. Get your journal. Get something to write with. Get your journal. And you should, if you've been following me, you should know to have you a journal by now, right? The $1.25 store. A dollar what $1.25. Get you a journal, Family Dollar. I picked this one up at Family Dollar for $3, y'all. For $3. I got so many journals. But listen, I got something good coming for the couple soon. So just hang tight with your girl. Just hang tight. But go ahead and grab you something because again, you want to take notes. This is the day that you get to take notes and get these nuggets. All right. So listen, we're still talking about pride. We're still talking about pride, right? Pride and communication, y'all. We talked about it last week. We kicked off the month of May with it, and we're going to continue because I started thinking about this thing. I was like, you know what? That is a huge problem in our communication, in our marriages. Yes, you've been together with your boo for 5, 7, 10, 15, 20 years, but you'll be surprised at the number of people who are still having communication issues, right? Because of that pride. Now, you know my philosophy, you know my mantra, you know everything. Your marriage is not over with. Just because you got a little bump in the road does not mean that your marriage is over with. It just means that we need to revisit some things. We need to retweak it. We need to just like come back to but like, wait a minute. We used to do this, some stuff that we used to do that was passed down to us. We need to turn that around so that you and your boo can communicate healthy in a healthy manner, right? Healthier. Okay. So again, your marriage is not over. I don't care what folks say. Just because you got a little bump in the road does not mean that your marriage is over. All right. So tonight we're going to talk about three things. Y'all know three things because what's my thing? I don't like to be stressed out. And I know you don't like to be stressed out, right? So why am I going to make this complicated for you? I'm not about to make this complicated. That's what Marriage Monday is all about. We're not about to make this complicated because, again, communication and comprehension is really not complicated, y'all. We've made it complicated. We have. I'm trying to tell you, we have. We've made communicating with our boo complicated. We made comprehension complicated. And it just takes, some little things. That's why I'm here to support you, right? So I got three things for you. Three things. So the first one, number one, you should have your notes. Go ahead, take your notes, right? And just in case you be like, I don't know what she said. I got it right there at the bottom of the screen. I got it right there at the bottom of the screen. No excuses. None. I'm eliminating all excuses for you, right? None. All right. So here we go. Number one, the silent treatment. Y'all, it ain't peace. That silent treatment game that we've been taught. Yep. We've been taught it. Let's keep it 100. We especially the some are, well, I would say for the both the women folk and the men folk. Child, don't say nothing to him. He'll be all right. Just ignore him. Y'all know that advice we got. Yep. You know. Man, please, man, just ignore her. She'll get the picture. Just ignore one, but she'll get the picture. Y'all know that advice that we got back in the day. Uh-huh. Yep. It's not good. No, it's not. Silence. That silent treatment thing, throw it out the window. Get rid of it. It ain't peace. That's not peace. That's not solving anything, right? That pride makes you think saying nothing is keeping the peace. But what you're really doing is letting that disconnection grow. You're widening that gap in that communication. That whole silent treatment thing, I ain't saying nothing to him. He ought to know I'm not, man, I ain't got time for that. That's not being peaceful. Mm-mm. That may be taming your tongue for a minute, but it's not bringing peace. It's not. That silence is a killer. And yes, we've been taught this, right? Just ignore it and be done, but it's a killer. You can't be silent. If you're trying to get your point across, if you're trying to express something, how are you going to do that by being silent? Just answer me that. Mm, this your boo. Y'all been in this thing 7+ years. Y'all been rolling. So why are you going to go silent on your partner like that? Make it make sense. As the kids say, make it make sense, right? What sense does it make for us to go silent on our partners? That's your boo. That's being disrespectful too. If you think about it, I'm going to go silent. My partner, my spouse needs to talk about something, right? And because I don't want to hear what they have to say, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to hear them. So guess what? I'm gonna play the silent game. I'm gonna get the silent treatment. Mm-mm. No, you cannot do that. It's not fair. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to your boo. So that disconnection grows. And before you know it, you're used to having these silent days, this silent treatment, right? And then what happens? Then you become accustomed to the silence. And then you got more of the issues on top of the issues. So you thought you had just that one thing to talk about, but now because you've been silent for days, months, and some years, unfortunately, right? Now you just got that is when you will definitely have to go to your marriage counseling, because now you've packed on trauma on top of trauma on top of trauma, right? Again, your marriage is not over, but now you're taking it to the next step, because now you have a lot to unpack. That silent treatment, that the one that they gave us, and listen, it's okay, because every generation of marriages you learn, right? So it's not it, they just didn't know, right? Because it was passed down to them, because it is, but now that we know, what's the phrase? When you know better, you're gonna do better, right? So that silent treatment, get rid of it. Get rid of that silent treatment. Mm-mm. So instead, and it's right there in the notes, ask instead. Instead, say, what am I really trying to avoid by not speaking? That's something you gotta ask yourself. What am I really avoiding when I don't speak? What is it that I don't want to talk about? Because this is something we do need to talk about. This issue, we do have something that we need to talk about. But why don't I want to? Why? What's the reason I don't want to talk about this? Right? But that whole silent treatment, get rid of it. Your coach said, get rid of it. I know what I know. What I know. All right. I'm trying to tell you. I've been there, done that. Your coach been there, done that. Gave that silent treatment. Mm-hmm. And thought I was doing something. Yep, thought I was doing something, because I listen. Don't, girl, you ain't gotta say nothing. He'll figure it out. Yep, he sure did. He figured it out, right? He sure did. That's why I got Woman on Fire, the book. Uh-huh. So again, I'm telling you what I know. That silence is a killer. Don't go silent on your partner. That's your boo. Y'all are in this thing together. Make it make sense. So I want you to ask yourself instead, like, what's the purpose of me going silent? All right. What is that purpose? What is the real reason why I don't want to talk about what is needed? Again, we talked about this before. Like there may be some times where you're unable to talk about the situation, whatever the case may be. But when you just go silent and you just bury it, you don't want to talk about it at all. You don't even want to hear your partner. There's something wrong, right? So you don't want to do that. All right. So that's number one. That silent treatment. Bull, kick it out. That ain't being peaceful. That ain't being peaceful at all. That's creating more chaos, even though it's silent. All right. Number two, that tone, y'all. Ooh, that tone, that tone, that tone, that tone, that tone. That tone can still carry pride. Even when you're calm, you can be quiet and still condescending. That sarcasm, the way you say it really does matter. It really does matter what you say and how you say it. So you got to check that tone, boo. You got to check. It ain't nothing cute being condescending to your spouse. It ain't nothing cute. Again, this is these are little, nuggets and tidbits that people have passed down to us. Give them your peace of mind. Let them know how you feel. Y'all know, stop playing. Stop playing. Y'all know the conversations we've had. Child, please. Let them know who the boss. Let them know. You ain't putting up with all that. You ain't got to do this, that, and that. Y'all know that conversation, the communication, that comprehension, all of it in one. That condescending tone, that sarcasm, it has no room, none in your marriage. Because again, the basis of it is that love is kind. It ain't condescending. It's not mean. No, that's your boo. If you got to be condescending with your spouse, you got to be really mean and talking and so forth. The way you talk to your spouse, if that's then yeah, mm-mm, that's not cool. And I don't care who tells you that. That's not cool. Being sarcastic with your partner, no. Cut it out. Let it go. Be done. Whoever gave you that advice, bye. See you later, alligator. Seriously. Like that's not cool. So that tone can still carry that pride, right? You like, I don't want to talk about it. I'm good. Be done. We and it can happen from both the husband and the wife, right? So check yourself. Like literally check yourself. And I want you to ask, and it's right there. Would I want to be spoken to the way I speak to my boo? You know you wouldn't. You would have a fit. You'll be on the phone with your homeboy or with your girls in a heartbeat. Girl, do you know what he said to me? Da 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 da. Da. But you forgot what you just said and how you said it. Probably last week, yesterday, or whatnot. You forgot, right? So ask yourself: is this the way I want to be talked to? No, I know I don't. I know I don't. So I'm not going to talk to my boo like that. Again, I don't care if y'all been together 1 year or 101 years. Do not talk to your boo in a condescending, sarcastic manner. That's that's just ill. Okay? Your coach said that's just ill. Yeah. I told you ain't nothing complicated about that. It is just really not cool. Okay, I would break it down. It's just not cool. That's not love. That is not love at all. All right, that's number two. I told you it's simple. These are simple things, right? I'm trying to tell you. I know what I know. Number three, assuming. Uh, Assumptions can build that distance. Pride says that you should know what I know. You should know. Love says, let me help them understand. So replace that guessing game with asking, can I share how how that made me feel? Basic, simple. And again, you put this in your own verbiage. I know this may seem a little corny to some people, whatnot, but you put it in your own verbiage. The basis of it, you're asking your boo, can I share with you? Can I show you? Can you hear the way I heard it? I don't want to assume. So I want to make sure it's going back to getting that clarity. We talked about that last week. It's going back to get that clarity. I want to make sure that I heard you right. I don't want to assume. I don't want to assume that you were talking about this and it's actually about that, right? So again, this is your boo. Y'all been in this thing 7 years plus. What's the problem? Sit down and chit chat. Talk about it over some ice cream, over a taco, something. But there is no way that y'all should, no, not that communication and that comprehension, right? I told you it's not complicated, y'all. It really is not. It is nothing hard about communicating with your spouse. We've made it complicated, right? We've made it complicated because of our pride. Let's just keep it 100. That pride has gotten in the way. And I'm here to tell you, I understand. That's why I'm coming to you. That's how I know that pride. That pride has gotten in the way. You just refuse. You're like, I'm not bowing down. I'm not doing that. He should have known. Da 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 da. It's yeah. That pride. We got to get rid of that pride in our relationship, in that communication, because again, that's a big. That's huge in our conversations. That's huge in our communication and comprehension with our boo. It's that pride. It's that pride. I'm trying to tell you. So listen, I know this was a lot. Even I told you it's not a lot. It's not complicated, but it's a lot, right? And so it's necessary. It's necessary. But listen, that pride doesn't always. It's not always yelling. It's not the whisper. Sometimes we think about that pride is like we're cussing each other out and we're fussing at each other. But no, it's just the simple things of this. Simple things, the silence, the assumption, the tone, very simple things that we don't think about as being prideful in our marriage towards our spouses. We don't think about that, right? We just don't think about that. We literally think of that it has to include cussing and yelling and fussing and all that, but no, that pride, right? So listen, I want you to take these notes. I want you to meditate on them. I want you to look at them. And I really want you to practice them, because what do I always tell you? It's not going to work if you don't practice it daily. You got to practice these steps that when I give them to you, you got to practice them. Don't leave, don't close it up after today. When I log off, when you log off, don't close it up and put it to the side. No, take some time. And I want you to look at it. You got to incorporate this daily, right? And don't wait till an argument comes. Don't wait till you're like, you know what, Coach T said. Let me see what Coach T. Let me see what Coach T said, because she said, you got to practice this thing every single chance that you get, every day. You got to. That's the only way it's going to work. Because again, you can bridge the communication gap, but you got to do the work. You got to do the work. It's just simple. You got to do the work, right? So listen, and then on top of that, the things that I'm offering you, the spaces that I'm offering you this Saturday, May 17th at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, go ahead and register on the website. It is complimentary, aka free, right? But registration is required for the fireside chat. And this month's thing, we're sipping and sharing, right? We're going to talk more about pride in our marriage. It is that safe space. I'm big on safe spaces, y'all. If you've been following me, you know I'm big on the safe space, right? So it's not recorded or any of that. It's just where couples come together, married couples come together. Limited seating, with limited spacing, because you're in your own home, right? Limited spacing, where we just get to talk about marriage and what everybody's doing, what we up to, right? But we're also gonna sip and share our favorite beverages. I told y'all, Handsome Honey had beet juice. I got a feeling, because he made some more, y'all. He made some more. I got a feeling he gonna try to have that for Saturday. Nope. Nope. I'm not. No. No. Beet juice. Y'all, come on. Y'all give me some suggestions on what we can make, what we can create in the kitchen. All right, for sip and share on Saturday, May 17th at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. in the comfort of your home. It's a virtual date night. And we're gonna talk more about pride, right? And everything else that goes on with marriage. Again, it's that safe space, right? So again, I want you to register at iamtrinetteLcollier.com /services. Make sure you do that. The website is right there and it's on my page. And when you go to the website, it's right there, smack dab in the middle, right there. That's it. It's right there. No ands, if, buts about it. It's right there. So make sure and listen. Let's give a big shout out to our sponsor, Swag Her Magazine, Marriage Monday. Yes, thank y'all so much for making sure that we are connected. So make sure you head on over to their page, Swag Her Magazine, and drop a hey, how you doing? Tell them, say, listen, Marriage Monday, we doing this thing. We're doing this thing because again, Yo, I'm about bridging that communication gap. I'm about your marriages thriving, which they already thriving. I'm that's what I'm about, right? That is what I am about. I ain't here to play with y'all, and I'm not here to make it complicated. I'm not here to make it complicated, right? It's not complicated. And that's the best thing about me as a coach, as your marriage, relationship, and marriage communication coach. I don't have time for that. I ain't got time to be making things complicated and chaotic. We got enough stuff dealing with, right? We're dealing with a whole lot of other stuff. And the last thing I want to do is complicate these steps to bridging the communication gap. That's it. Simple. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all gonna thank me later. I'm trying to tell you. It's not hard. It's not hard. Okay? So go on over to iamtrinetteLcollier.com /services for the fireside chat May 17th. It is free, y'all. It is free. We're in May. So we kicked this off in January. Last month we had our first in person with the O'Kellys. It was super dope. And so we're back this month with online. And then we got something else coming up, y'all. The TLC Dream Board Experience is coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. You're gonna want to register for that. You're gonna want to get to that. That right there, you're gonna want to get to. I guarantee you. You want to get to that TLC Dream Board Experience, and that one is limited as well, limited spacing, y'all. Because I told you I'm all about the intimacy, right? I ain't trying to that all about the intimacy, right? That's how we grow. That's how we connect. Right. So listen, it's not complicated. I want y'all to continue to follow me. Now, tomorrow for Talk It Out Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here. We're gonna bring this together, right? So we talked about the why and the what. Tomorrow we're gonna tell you how. I'm gonna show you how to do all this. So again, that silent treatment, we're gonna get rid of that silent treatment. I'm gonna show you how. I'm gonna show you how. We're going to get rid of that tone. I'm going to show you how. And we're going to get rid of that assumption. I'm going to show you how. All right. So make sure you come back, set your timer, your reminder for Talk It Out Tuesday, every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live right here on YouTube and right here. All right. So good. That gives you some time to go ahead and get that notebook. Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, whoever, dollar. This was $3 because it was I just like the design. But listen, get you something where you can take the notes because again, it only works if you work it. Bottom line, it only works if you work it. Okay, so until tomorrow for Talk It Out Tuesday, I want you all to enjoy this evening. Go get some ice cream with your boo. I hope everybody had all the wives, if you're mothers, aunties, or whatever. I hope you had a very beautiful Mother's Day. Father's Day is coming up. So the husbands, listen, let's get it hyped up. Let's get the husbands going. The fathers, let's get y'all hyped up for Father's Day next month. We're going to do this thing, right? So listen, enjoy this evening with your boo. Yeah. Yeah, come on. It's not complicated. So Fireside Chat May 17th. That is free. And then the TLC Dream Board Experience is coming up June 13th. More information is going to be about that. Oh my gosh, I'm so super hyped about that. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Hey, Chelsea. Y'all go ahead and connect with. Oh, okay. I'm saying a little too much right now, but it's coming. Y'all make sure y'all connect with us. Connect. I'm just super hyped because guess what? The way that I love your marriage and love my marriage, love marriages. I just okay. I'm about to get off because I come back tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Talk It Out Tuesday. Okay. So until tomorrow, y'all. I love you. Peace. Yes, the dream board experience. Yes. Woo! Cannot wait.